Ahoy Buccaneers, Mrs. Kaleo here. Hope everyone's doing well. I hope you've enjoyed what we've learned so far about pirates. And today we're going to talk about the pirate code and the different crew members on the pirate ship. So at the beginning of each voyage, all of the pirates had to agree to a certain code. And there were different rules that they had to follow. Some of the rules were keeping their weapons clean. They had to fight bravely during battles. They couldn't fight each other, and some ships even had the rule that they had to have lights out by 8 o'clock. Punishment for breaking these rules was marooning, and that means that they were left on a deserted island all by themselves. So for the ship's crew, we had the captain, who was in charge of the entire ship, and sometimes he was even in charge of multiple ships, like he had several in his fleet of ships. And the captain was always voted on by the crew. Then we had the first mate, who was just below the captain in terms of being in charge. So if the captain was asleep or he was on a different ship, the first mate would be in charge of the crew. Then you have the quartermaster, who punished any of the crew members who broke the pirate code, and he was also in charge of all the food, beverages, and supplies. Then you had the helmsman, and he steered the ship using the long wooden tiller that we learned about yesterday that steers the ship. Then you have a gunner who was in charge of the small groups of men who operated the artillery. So one gunner was in charge of all the men that were in charge that shot the cannons. Then you had a powder monkey, which could be more than one person, and they assisted the gun crews. And they were usually boys that were 12 to 14 years old who did the most dangerous jobs on the ships. Like they would climb up the big tall mast and see if they saw any ships far away. And they were very, very rarely paid. So usually the powder monkeys didn't stay on the ships very long because it wasn't a very good life for them. And then you also have a cook. Gotta have a cook. And that pirate was usually one who'd been injured in battle and couldn't fight anymore. So he was useful in other ways by cooking. All right, I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll talk more tomorrow. Have a great day.